Well, folks, guess who's here again? Dave Jorgensen. And again, it's late at night. That's my best time, I guess. But tonight I'd like to share a little experience I had with you. I had with you. Anyway, with driving log truck. And not every day ends the way it starts out. It was a beautiful morning. This was in the 80s. And I had driven up from Woodland, Washington, up the road and got on past Cougar, I think it was. Anyway, and you get out, you go out past Mount St. Helens, and you go on out and you start hitting the Forest Service roads. And it was a very beautiful, clear morning. There was snow a lot, around. And I finally got up in the area where it's time to put chains on. Calm, still morning, beautiful morning. I mean, I got out, of course it's cold. And you put your gloves and everything on and got all the chains out, got them all hooked up, and took off again. I'm seeing the stars and the moon. I'm looking up the canyon. I can see all that, and all the snow on the trees. It was just gorgeous. And I could hear the truck just a purring away. It was kind of a little whistle, just idling along. Hear the chains rattling a little bit back there. And I'm thinking to myself, what a way to make a living. Playing in the snow with the truck. I enjoyed it, as long as it didn't get dangerous, which it did at times, especially in the afternoons when it would thaw out and you weren't sure whether you should put chains on or not. You'd been fine all day, but at certain times of the day it gets really slick coming off them hills. And anyway, I went on up, and just flat out enjoying the trip. It was still dark, when I was doing all this. And anyway, I finally got up there and waiting to get loaded. And one of the guys, he was kind of an interesting fellow, older fellow. And he took off. We called him Charlie. He was character. No way this and no way that. He's quite confident in Charlie. And anyway, he went on up the road and slid off the road. Part of the truck, anyway, was off the road, so nobody can get out. So the cat takes off, goes up there. Cats have to be careful on ice too. Anyway, so his truck's way down there over the road, and the trailer, the road really wasn't, well, I guess the trailer was still blocking the road because we couldn't get out. And the cat got up there and was trying to pull him out. And guess what? The cat slid off over the bank. Well, I don't know why they just left it there, because all they would have had to done is pulled that bow line out and hooked it to something, and the cat could have pulled himself back up. I never did figure out why they just left it. I guess they just had enough, and they just decided to bag it for the winter. Well, that wasn't good for us because it was a nice job. That was the same job where I told you earlier, if you've seen the video, where I had, slid back and my trailer went off and the truck didn't. Thought it was going to go. But anyway, so here's all these trucks. And we can't go home until they get some kind of equipment up there to clear the road. We're all sitting up there waiting because they told us you might as well go home. We're quitting, we're bagging it for the winter. And so we sat up there for hours, waiting for them to get that stuff taken care of. And then we finally got on back down to the shop. But everything was going so perfect. It was a good job for the winter. They kept it bladed off for us. And the snow wasn't so deep that they couldn't log. But I don't know, they just decided that was it for the day, for the winter, and that was kind of an unusual action for them. And I was just telling you this story is because sometimes we start out the day with great big plans. And they seem to be going just perfect. You're enjoying it, and it's working out well. And all of a sudden, it's like somebody, a turning wheel, and somebody's jammed something in the spokes and stopped it. Anyway, we had other jobs that we did, but that job was the one that was really, really the best, But no matter what happens, you have to learn to roll with the punches. And what's punching me right now is brain death. I'm trying to get it revived here. But all over tech, I'm enjoying, and this don't really scare me as far as not making it. It's just delaying, Why do I want to delay it? I got to get bound and determined to get busy and get that tech issue started so that I can start the process of earning the money for my traffic. Once it's done, I'll just like, why in the world did I wait a whole month? A whole month I've wasted. Started out great, I couldn't wait till payday so I could pay my fees and get started. Now I've already been charged the next month's fees for that program. It's really not that bad. And once I get going in it, everybody I get started doing it themselves, I get, as long as they're in the program, I get $20 a month. I get 3 or 4 people cover my expenses, and then they can do the same thing. And it's not a thing where you make a huge amount of money, but you can make a few hundred a day if you have the money to spend and wait a week and get your money back and do it again. The idea is to be able to do it every day, get enough money there where you can just keep it rolling and, just cream the top of it. And just, then I can be, sending money into my SAN every day into the traffic. But anyway, I love what I'm doing, but I have sure gone through a lot of stress over fear. Not that I'm scared, not that I'm, like, whew. It's a dread, a fear of tackling something that's going to make whatever is in there, if there is anything, tick. I got to get it ticking steady. Anyway, there's no way. I've been in the super affiliate network, and I should be making good money by now. And, every reason, there is nobody to blame except me. I got the tech issue straightened out in my sand. It's just waiting for me to supply. Everything's just ready to roll. I'm just going through the motions here, and but there's no way I'll ever quit. No way I'll ever quit, because I've been here long enough to see what it has for me. And some of us just are slow pokes and struggle along with fear and stress over tech, when it's really, that company doesn't have anybody like the Sand has to help me out. I got to figure it out myself. And but anyway, I'm a super affiliate network buff. I'm a diehard super affiliate network buff. I love the super affiliate network. I love the leaders. I love the new family I joined. I mean, it's just like tonight, all of a sudden I saw they had something on there, and where I've been kind of out of it for days, I didn't know it was coming, but there's something new, different on Mondays for us to ask questions and get our questions answered. And, everybody comes on, and the leaders are there live. And it's a super affiliate network. It's a network, and it networks. And it takes care of its own. I listened to Dan Musket. He's been with it from pretty much the very beginning, and he's really crushed it. And he's one of the leaders and leads out in the training. And he just told us once again tonight, he says, Misha is the greatest guy. He says he really cares about all of you, all of us. He says he wants us to succeed, and he cares about each individual person. And he gets to know you. But anyway, here I've rattled on and on and on. Click the button below and don't hesitate any longer. Take it from me. I don't know if you trust me yet or not, but it is the opportunity of a lifetime. The opportunity of a lifetime. Click the button and check it out. See you tomorrow.